Welcome to episode 1 of my Pokemon tutorial. We're going to be creating a Pokemon game from scratch inside of the Construct Free engine. Now when I say from scratch, actually the first thing I want you to do is go down to the description box and go to the Google Drive. You'll find a construct file that I want you to download. Once you've downloaded it, we can open it up clicking on the file button and clicking on the file. Now this loads up to what a Pokemon battle should look like in Pokemon Fire Red. And some of you might be thinking, this is a tutorial, why have we got all this stuff already? And simply put, this stuff is just time consuming to find, implement, resize it all. So to save time, I've done all the hard work for you and got it all set up ready so we can focus on just getting this coded, getting the mechanics working and making this like our own true Pokemon game. So there are a couple of things that we do need to do to start with. So first of all, if we hit play, we've got some animations that are just playing by themselves. The first one is the background and the second one is the Pokemon. So we need to fix those first. So let's start with the background. If we click edit, you'll see there's currently 8 frames set up for the different backgrounds. Now my personal favorite is frame 1 with the grass. So that's the one that I'm probably going to use. If we click on our Pokemon, you'll see that we've got all these different frames all the way up to 255 for all the different Pokemon that we could have. I'm probably going to stick with Bulbasaur. And then for our computer, we've got the same thing, but now these are the front-facing sprites, and I'm probably going to give him Charmander. So with that all said and done, let's get started into our code. So first thing I'm going to do is go to our event sheet. I'm going to create a new global variable, and this one's going to be called Battlefield. I'm going to set it to a number, and I'm going to set it to 1 because I want frame 1. We're then going to add another global variable, and this one's going to be players Pokemon. And again, I'm going to stick with Bulbasaur, so I'm going to go 0 frame. And the last one I'm going to do is computers Pokemon. And in terms of frame, this is going to be frame 2. Now what we can do is start our event. So we're going to do system. I'm going to scroll down to on start of layout. And first thing we need to do is stop all these animations from playing. So we'll start with the background. We're just going to do stop. We're then going to go to our computers and stop. And then we'll go to our players Pokemon and then stop. Next we need to set the frames. So we'll start with the background. And we're going to go to set frame. And this is going to be set to Battlefield. Same again for the computer. We're just going to set frame. This is going to be computers Pokemon, like so. And then final one, we're going to do players Pokemon, set frame, and players Pokemon. And then just hit done. Now when you hit play, we get our different Pokemon on here. And I need to set this to frame 3, not frame 2. If not, it's going to be a really difficult battle. So now we should get our 2 starters instead. So there we go, all set up, and we can quickly switch between the 2. Next, we're going to set up a couple of variables to do with how many Pokeballs we've got. So for this one, we're just going to add another global variable, and we're going to say players Pokemon. I'm going to add another global variable. I'm going to say fainted players Pokemon to see how many of them have fainted. We do the same for the computer, so we'll just take these two and we'll copy and paste them. We'll just change this one to computers Pokemon and fainted computers Pokemon. So this just says how many different Pokemon that we've got and how many are alive and how many are fainted. Now we've got quite a few messy global variables already. So what we're going to do is just right click. We're just going to add a comment. I'm going to put computer. And what we're going to do is put all the computer-based variables all together. We're then going to copy and paste this, and we'll do the same for player. And then we'll keep our battlefield at the top. So just organizing what we've got. So let's give ourselves some Pokemon. So at the moment, we've got our different ones here. Now I've noticed that my naming convention is not being great because I've got players Pokemon and player Pokemon. I'm just going to name this one to count, say how many we've got. We'll do the same for the computer. It's really important to make sure you've got clear and recognizable variables for all of your things that you're doing. So I'm going to say that I start off with 3 Pokemon, and out of those 3, 1 has fainted. Computer, let's give the computer, say 5 Pokemon, and out of those 5, 2 have currently fainted. Now, what does all this mean? Well, on our layout here, we've got these different Pokeballs here, and these here are just what we call tiled backgrounds. So if I was to grab one and I was to stretch it out, you'll see they just keep going. And underneath them, we've got the same thing again, but we've got the colored variant instead. Now, if I edit one of these, I need to make sure I'm editing this one here, and I resize it, you'll see it's 25 in width, and this is really, really important. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the event sheet, and we're just going to do a check. Now the first thing we're going to do is check an instance variable, so check Boolean variables, and we've got this one called players that I've already set up for you, just because it's a bit fiddly to get to if not. And we're also going to add another condition for the fainted ones and just check players. And this basically just says, are we dealing with the players' Pokeballs or the computer's Pokeballs? So if it is the players, what we're going to do is we're going to take the alive Pokemon and we're going to set the width of this. And this is going to be set to how many Pokemon that we've got in total. So players Pokemon count, I'm going to times that by 25. And what this does is for how many Pokemon we've got, we'll have another Pokeball displayed. So in this case, we're going to have 3 Pokeballs displayed. We're also going to do this for the fainted count. So we're just going to scroll down, and we're just going to set the width. And we're just going to do the same thing again. So we're going to take fainted players Pokemon, then times by 25. Now we're just going to copy and paste this line of code, and we're going to invert both of these. So now we're dealing with the computers, because it's no longer the players, it's computers. And all we need to do is change the word player to computer. So now we're dealing with the computers Pokemon count, and then same for this one, the fainted computers Pokemon. Now with all this set up, when we hit play, you'll see that now out of the different Pokemon our computers got, they've got 5 total, and 2 of them are now fainted, they've got 3 left, and we've got 3, one of which is fainted. So that's it for part 1. I want to keep these videos fairly short, but in the next video we'll be looking at adding some menu options and how to flick between all these different menus.